We're ready.
Okay. Good morning. This is the second period transition class. They have been doing a thorough study of who is the bully. They've done crime scene investigations, and now they've taken it to either a murder to first degree or manslaughter, and show in New York State penal law what really can happen if someone is accused of taking bullying too far. Stand up and read it.
All right. All rise. The Rushbury Court is now in session for the Honorable Judge Madison.
Yeah, I'm going to read your confidential out. Give that to me. All right. Everybody raise your right hand, please. All court hearings are 100% confidential. So any youth court members, defendants, volunteers, observers must raise their right hand and repeat after me. If you choose not to, you must leave now. I solemnly swear that that I will not divulge, either by words or signs, any information which comes to my knowledge in the course of a court hearing, and that I will keep secret all said proceedings which may be held in my presence, so help me God. Okay, court is in session.
All right, prosecution.
Raj Patel, prosecution.
Defense.
Brianna Austin, defense. Dana Hatch.
I know. Okay. Mr. Peterson is charged that on the 10th day of February in the year of 2016 for making fun of Jimmy Jones and for him taking pills and pushing him, resulting in the charge of first-degree murder being lodged against you. Have you already pled guilty to this charge?
Yes.
Okay, prosecution, you may present your opening statement.
On the 10th day of February 2016, Mr. James Peterson was charged with manslaughter second degree by bullying using physical means such as pushing and by verbally insulting the victim for taking pills. Because Billy Matthews was part of a low-class family, wore cheap clothing, and was very unathletic. I think a fair sentence would be 1 year in prison and a 1,000-word apology letter to his own family and the victim's family.
Okay, may we have defense's opening statement?
On the 10th day of February 2016, Mr. Peterson was charged with second-degree manslaughter by bullying a kid to death because he was bullied as a child. Both I and my client agree a fair sentence would be 500 words of apology to the family and 2 weeks in jail.
Does the prosecution have any witnesses or evidence that you would like to present before?
Yes. I like to call up down Nick Wilcox because he was at the event. So,
We're missing your bailiff. Stand up. Okay, put your left hand on the Bible, right hand up. I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Yeah. So what exactly did Mr. Peterson do to Billy?
He pushed him.
Like what? What did he say? Do you remember? Okay, and did he shove him? Thank you.
Wait, you have to come back. Defense, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yeah. So why did you leave, Mr. Peterson? Wait.
Mr. Peterson.
Stop. Oh, why'd you leave your friends? You have a question? Okay, thank you.
All right, you may be seated. Does prosecution have any other witnesses? Okay, does defense have any other witnesses or evidence that you'd like to present?
Yes.
Let's lay it down. Left hand on the Bible, right hand up. All you have to do is say, I do. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
So, why did you bully? You know? Did you know it was a crime? No? Why? Did your parents bully you? No? Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
Wait, you have to sit down. You guys can go. Would prosecution like to cross examine?
Yes. What made you feel like bullying Billy? You don't know. Okay.
Yes. All right. You may be seated. Does defense have any other evidence?
Excuse me. I'd like to call up another witness,
All right.
Billy's mom.
Okay.
I do.
So, when you figured out that your son killed himself due to overdosing from pills, what was your reaction?
I did not have a very good reaction. I want to blame that young
I
man
object.
right there. I want to blame, he's all at fault for this. Stand up, object.
Object.
I'm badgering somebody.
Okay.
Okay, you should say, objection, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
Badgering. Okay? So what are you going to do, sustain or overrule?
Wait, sustain.
Okay, so that means you're agreeing with his questioning.
Yeah.
And he can continue, and I can continue to badger?
Oh, wait, no. Overrule.
Okay. All right, so you have to change that line of questioning. But watch, I'm going to pull something out.
What do you think should happen to...
I think he should sit in jail for the next 10 years.
Objection.
Ask and answer. He asked me and I answered it.
Oh, so
But you can also say that I'm being very prejudiced here. So you need to go, objection, Your Honor, prejudice.
objection.
Overrule.
Okay, so she disagreed with that questioning, which means now you gotta give me another.
Do you think it would be fair for him to spend the next year in jail?
I'm gonna need more than that.
Object.
But what are you gonna object on?
I don't think.
Like more than
necessary.
Yeah, please. Because he didn't know he was
So now, because he asked her a recross exam, they have a chance to go at me.
Okay. Would defense like to cross examine?
Yeah. Was Billy like when he was like bullying Billy? Was he like upset when he came home?
Oh, yes, he was so upset. Objection. I'm gonna put on a scene.
Objection.
Oh, he's, because he's a little boy. He's been doing this. I want to see. Oh, it's just So what happened is I would have said something about him being a little boy and being picked on all the time. You should have stood up and said objection, relevancy, because it's only this case you're dealing with. All right. So ask me the question again so he gets to practice.
Okay, so was like Billy upset when he came home?
He's been bullied since he was a little boy.
Objection.
Like this, he was just always
Relevancy.
being. You better step in. Okay. So yeah. All right. Ask me something else.
Did he ever mention something to you that this was happening?
No, I'm just telling you, since he was a little boy, he's like this.
Objection. Relevancy.
Okay, so try me again on something.
When you find out Billy like killed himself, did you like say anything?
I wanted to why you come over there. That.
Objection.
Yeah, don't call me that.
Okay, good. You're gonna give up on me pretty soon. I'm not a very good witness.
Don't call me.
I don't have any more questions.
Just sit down.
Okay.
All right, you may speak. Defense, your closing arguments, please.
Your Honor, members of the jury, Mr. Peterson is charged with second-degree murder for felony. The evidence shows he did not know that it was a crime. Both I and my client agree a fair sentence would be a 500 words of apology to the family and 2 weeks in jail because he suffered consequences at home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Prosecution, your closing arguments, please.
Your Honor, members of the jury, Mr. James Peterson is charged with manslaughter second degree for physically and verbally bullying Billy Matthews, causing him to overdose on pills and manslaughter. The evidence shows that Mr. Peterson was the main cause for Billy overdosing on pills, which took his life. I believe the offender should be sentenced to 1 year in prison and a 1,000-word apology letter to his own family and the victim's family, because bullying can take the lives of many more people, even if there is no personal intention for the victim to end their life. Bullying does not only affect the life of the victim, but also the person doing the bullying and their families. Mr. Peterson needs to learn his lesson to prevent him from bullying anyone else. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Will the defendant like to address yourself? No? All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please remember to remain fair and impartial and consider only the facts that were presented to you during this hearing. The bailiff will take you to the deliberation room, but may not join you or assist you to come to a decision. You as a jury must reach a unanimous verdict. You may begin.
Okay, this is what we're gonna have you do, because they're filming everything. You can go right over there.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then you do like the victim is gone. You can't do the victim.
His family.
Okay, you do like 2
Now, guys,
weeks
you
in
can
jail.
laugh all you want as far as that, the parent doing it, but that happens in
Like
real
maybe
court.
like
They
4
want
would be more like.
an arm,
Okay.
you know, and they'll interrupt, they'll scream, they'll cry, they'll shout. So should I get my Academy Award here? Now remember, your bailiff would normally take the report, so we'll
We're doing a letter of apology to the parents consisting of 500
this is
words.
not easy, guys. You have to put these guys in
And
the
not like the other, and it will be 4 weeks in jail.
You're going to listen to us.
Correctly going for a year.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, yeah, you did. No, you didn't. All right, well, you're gonna have to do that.
Nice and loud, Kirsten.
On the 10th day of February 2016, we, the jury, after hearing the evidence presented in the Cuba Rushford Court in the case of People presented by Lawrence Patel versus James Peterson, presented by Dana Hatch and Brianna Austin, Judge Madison Witcher presiding, find that Mr. James Peterson to be sentenced to a letter of apology to the parents consisting of 500 words and 4 weeks in jail.
Deal.
I want you to know that this is a fair sentence because bullying is not okay and it sometimes goes too far. It is important that you understand that if you fail to complete your sentence as ordered, your case will be referred back to youth court, the court system. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your sentence?
Yes.
What are they?
Oh, no.
This concludes the hearing. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court thanks you for your service. You may be excused. Court is adjourned.
Okay, today we have period 9, 9th grade transition class, going through and demonstrating what happens if a bullying situation goes too far and the student or the person that was being bullied committed suicide or something. They have researched New York State criminal law and have discovered that manslaughter and murder can be held responsible to someone who's pushed someone that far. All right, I turn it over at this time to the mayor.
All court hearings are 100% confidential, so any court members, defendants, volunteers, and observers must raise their right hand and repeat after me. If you choose not to do so, you must leave now. I solemnly swear that I will not divulge.
I solemnly swear that I will not divulge,
either by words or signs,
any
information which comes to my knowledge,
information that comes to my knowledge,
in the course of a court hearing,
and
that I will keep secret all said proceedings, which may be held in my presence, so help me God. All rise, the Cuba Rushford Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge, Ms. Bunk, presiding. You may be seated. Prosecution.
Joey Romo, prosecution.
Defense.
Defense, Justice Eric.
Ms. Irwin, Ms. Eddy, and Mr. Ahrens, it is charged on the 8th day of February in the year of 2016, you bullied someone into suicide, resulting in the charge of second-degree murder being lodged against you. Have you already pled guilty to these charges? Prosecution, you may present your opening statement.
On the 8th day of February 2016, Mr. and Mrs. Ahrens, Irwin, and Eddy were charged with second-degree murder by calling Finnegan names in school, making fun of him for his family issues, and making his one and only friend Jeremy side with them and call him names as well. Because Finnegan committed suicide as a result of the bullying, we have decided to charge the defendants with second-degree murder. I think a fair sentence would be 500 hours of community service and a $2,500 fine each.
May we have the defense's opening statement?
On the 8th day of February 2016, Ms. Irwin, Ms. Eddy, and Mr. Ahrens were charged with second-degree murder by bullying and name-calling, eventually forcing Finnegan to commit suicide. Because they are high average students and highly respected by teachers and are involved in extracurricular activities. Both I and my client agree a fair sentence would be $5,000 restitution and 200 hours community service.
Does the prosecution have any witnesses or evidence to present to court?
They had, there was a note.
There was a note, a knife,
and a dagger
in the bottle.
It's okay. So, there was a dagger, jury,
And some fingerprints.
fingerprints, and a book or notebook, right? On the bottom, okay?
Okay. Do you have any witnesses to present to the court?
I would like to call Jacob as a witness.
Okay. Who is he? In relation to who?
Was he the father?
The father and the boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
Okay.
I don't know. We never decided what
He's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Do
you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God?
I do.
Alright, Mr. Crandall. Every day when Finnegan came home from school, Was there any different signs of failing?
No, sir.
Did he ever act differently throughout the process?
Not that I recall.
And were there any conflicts at home?
He didn't have a strong bond between his family.
Thank you.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
How long have you and Jeremy been friends?
Throughout middle school.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Does the defense have any witnesses or evidence to present? Oh, you may be seated. What do you mean?
Any more witnesses?
Oh, do you have any more witnesses?
I'd like to call up the mother.
Yes.
Yes. Please swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
Alright. Have you heard about the bullying at school?
No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. He never told to me anything about it.
Has his behavior changed when it started?
No, not at all.
How much contact do you have with your son?
None anymore, but not very much. He's pretty silent.
What are some events that your son could have got made fun of for?
Well, we have a pretty hard family life, but that's it.
Thank you.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
What was your relationship with Finnegan?
Is she sleeping? What did someone call her out?
Because what I want you to learn is how to do your objection, Your Honor. All right, it should have really been, go back up, we're gonna do this. Ask her some question
It's
that,
like pointing. I don't know
right,
what to say.
I want you to go and start screaming and yelling at them so that you can objection to this. Okay, go, ask her some question.
What do you think could have been bothering your son?
Objection, hearsay.
Ask it, now sustained or overruled? Judge, sustained or overruled?
Overruled.
So what's overruled mean?
I don't go along with it. Like, I think that objection wasn't fair. Like, he was just asking a
Okay, so
question.
now he has to change his route of questioning. Ask another one.
Did you ever notice your son complaining about what his problem was?
No, not at all.
Can't you start being irate as a mom and blaming these people so that he has to step up?
I don't care about my son. That was my story.
You're gonna be a horrible mother.
I know, that was the point.
Yeah. Okay, so now ask her what type of mother she was.
What type of mother were you?
Objection, hearsay.
How?
How is
that hearsay?
Actually, this is what you should have done. Let her go
I'm
over it.
just doing what you say.
All right, here, sit down. Let me do.
I'll be Judge Judy.
You just swore me in. I.
Okay, hold
All right, ask me a question.
What type of mother were you?
You know, I really thought I was really a good mother. You know, I really tried. But you know that Finnegan, he just never would come home. And, you know, he was doing terrible things. It's not my fault that he did anything wrong.
Objection, hearsay.
But you know what? I'm not done. Judge, you better...
Sustained?
Those people there, they're gay.
Sustained.
Okay, see, that's what happens in real life. That witness got out of hand. I could have been arrested right then in contempt of court, hauled off for one night. Okay, in the real
I had to
world.
get the...
Okay? All right. All right, Mother, you got to come back up because defense didn't do you. You see, that happens in the real court.
Do you want me to do that?
That's what I was looking for you to do.
Okay.
All right, now defense, get up.
What was your relationship with Finnegan?
It was fine. That's what I thought. I thought it was okay, but he was just nowhere all the time.
Anything that you thought was out of the ordinary?
No, he acted perfectly normal around me.
Okay, thank you.
Witness, you may be seated. Prosecution, do you have any more witnesses?
I would like to call up Finnegan's former teacher, Ms. Botens.
Now you get to really start me. I do. I'm Mrs. Botens.
Mrs. Botens, is it true that you worked at the school that Finn went to and taught him?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Have you seen the defendants bully Finn in school?
No, I did not.
What do you do when you see bullying, if you do?
We're supposed to. We're mandated by law to report it. So if I'd seen it, I would have reported it, which means these students here probably were doing things behind people's back.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained. All right, so you gotta stop.
Have you heard rumors of the bullying?
I heard rumors, but again, rumors are rumors.
Did Finnegan ever change how he acted around them in class?
No.
Thank you.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
How long were you his teacher?
For 1 full year.
And what relationship did you have with the witness?
Finnegan or the witness?
Finnegan.
The mother?
Finnegan.
Oh, he was one of my students. He was a good student. Never showed any signs of stress, anything like that.
Thank you.
Witness, you may be seated. Prosecution, do you have any other witnesses?
I would like to call up one of the group members, Megan.
Sorry, you're not helpless.
Is it true that your friends had made fun of Finnegan for not being like them?
Yes.
What was said, do you recall?
I believe that there was a comment made about how Finnegan didn't have a fatherly figure.
And is there any reason that Finnegan was targeted and no other students?
I do not recall.
Thank you.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
What relationship did you have with Finnegan?
He was just a kid in my grade.
Alright, thank you.
Witness, you may be seated. Prosecution, any other witnesses you would like to call to the stand?
No, Your Honor.
What?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Defense, do you have any witnesses or evidence to bring to the court? Does the defense have any witnesses to bring to the court? Oh, do you want to cross-examine this?
No,
evidence?
yeah, wants to look at it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You give it to him.
You can't leave those.
You can't walk
I'm
away.
not allowed to leave.
No,
It's a no-no.
stay by me.
Just got a double look.
Defense, is it just 3 copies of the same thing?
No, there's three different people.
interviews. Who are the 3 different people? Are they all the 3 different defendants?
One's for boyfriend number 7, one's for a former family member of Finnegan, and the other one is my 3 witnesses, my
Okay.
3 defendants.
Okay, thank you.
I'm done.
Now, defense, Any witnesses you'd like to bring here?
I would like to call up Max,
Who is Max?
former boyfriend.
Okay.
In other words, he has a double role. No, Max.
Yeah.
No, Max.
Which
Right
hand?
up, left hand on the
Left
Bible.
on the Bible,
Oh,
right
left
up.
hand, because I was watching other people. I swear.
Okay. All right.
I heard that you were a former boyfriend of Finnegan's current mother. Is that true?
Yes.
I heard that you had a child taken away from you because of family issues. Is that true?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Prosecution, you may cross-examine the witness.
Did you have any relationship with Mac? Yeah. Were there any problems between you and him?
No, I don't recall.
Did you ever see him and his mother have any problems?
I do not recall.
Thank you.
You may be seated. Defense, do you have any other witnesses to bring to the court?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you. Defense, your closing arguments, please.
Your Honor, members of the jury, Your Honor, members of the jury, Mrs. Ahrens, Miss Addie, Mr. Ahrens is charged with second-degree murder for bullying Finnegan, leading to his suicide. The evidence shows that Finnegan came up to them not knowing them. They then saved Jeremy from him. Both I and my client agree a fair sentence would be $5,000 restitution and $200 community service because they do not feel they did anything wrong. My client has not suffered any sanctions at home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Prosecution, your closing arguments, please.
Your Honor, members of the jury, Mr. Ahrens, Miss Irwin, and Miss Eddy are charged with second-degree murder for bullying Finnegan, who later committed suicide. The evidence shows that they called him names in school, made fun of him for his family issues, and convincing his best friend, Jeremy, to side with them and call him names also. I believe the offendants should be sentenced to 500 hours of community service and $2,500 fine each. Because we need to set an example that bullying will not be tolerated. This is a serious crime that carries severe consequences. Thank you.
Would any of the defendants like to address the court?
I would like to say that none of us knew we were doing anything wrong, and thank you.
Is that all? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please remember to remain fair and impartial to consider only the facts as they are presented to you during the hearing. The bailiff, the bailiff will take you to the deliberation room, but may not join you or assist you into coming to a decision. You as a jury must reach a unanimous verdict. You may begin your
Okay,
deliberations.
you're gonna go right over there because the camera's gonna follow you. Because I do want them taped so that I can tell them what they did wrong.
Cool.
Bailiff.
Hey fam, what's up?
What do I do now?
Just sit. You guys sit. Because they were under.
I say they're guilty.
Remember, anybody opens the walls now.
I don't know, man.
I feel like they should. Yeah, they're guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah.
Is that what we all agree on?
Yes.
Okay.
When you watch this tape, you're gonna.
Should be.
On the 29th day of February 2016, we, the jury, after hearing the evidence presented in Cuba 300 hours of community service, 1 hour per day, 5:45 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Write an essay why you should not be fined on the bullying thing. Thank you.
I think that the prosecution should the prosecution has the correct punishment for it.
$2,500
per person and 500.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he took his own life because of it.
That's a lot of money, though. I mean,
I like this punishment.
Somebody lost their life.
But look, $2,500
it's a little bit extreme. I don't know, man.
He lost his life because of pressure from them. Okay. Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
But why should they pay $2,500 a person?
Because what they did was cruel, and Finnegan did nothing.
Yeah, why don't we do that as a total?
I think as a total would be nice.
And then $300 of community service.
Per person?
Yes, per person.
An hour a day from 5:45 p.m. to 6:45 p.m.
Let's get going.
Yeah. What do we do now?
Okay.
We're going over there. Are you sure we don't cry first?
Oh, I'll take my chair.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes. Andrea, stand up.
Yes.
Will the defense please stand?
Give it to the bailiff first. Bailiff has to give it to the judge. The judge has
because
to
I review it.
I'm trying to teach you court procedures, because when you turn 18, guys, you're responsible. You could be called into any type of jury duty. So you guys watch out.
This is just a paper, right?
Yo, I got this.
Where is this one? Right here? This is junior.
But again, this is the first time. We're going to do it again later. So that's one of the changes. Pardon?
This is each, right? Did everyone sign?
You can get it later. You give it back to bailiff. Bailiff gives it to Andrea. Andrea, go over and stand there and read it.
Will the defense please stand?
On the 29th day of February 2016, we, the jury, after hearing the evidence presented in Keyword Rushford Court, in the case of people represented by Mr. Joseph Romo, Ms. Eddie, Ms. Hearn, and Mr. Ahrens, represented by Mr. Herrick and Ms. Ward, Judge Ms. Bump presiding, find that Mr. Ahrens, Ms. Eddie, and Ms. Ahrens be sentenced to 300 hours of community service each, an hour per day from 5:45 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. in the amount of $2,500 in all, and why they should write an essay, why not you should not be bullied in this situation, or an essay in the bullying situation. Thank you.
States.
I want you to know that I believe this is a fair sentence because Finnegan may still be alive you had not broken the Dignity Act. You may not have actually taken his life or meant to, but you were definitely a cause of his death. It is very important that you understand that if you fail to complete your sentence as ordered, your case will be referred back to the court system. Do you understand?
Yep.
Do you have any questions about your sentence? Okay. This concludes the hearing, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court thanks you for your service. You may now be excused. Court is adjourned.
Gavel, gavel. Okay. All right. You're gonna, now, okay, you stop filming. The day 1, period 2 class, who has been researching what happens when bullying goes too far, that doesn't become a crime when a death is involved. I'm going to turn it over to the bailiff.
All court hearings are 100% confidential, so any court members, defendants, volunteers, and observers must raise their right hand and repeat after me. If you choose not to, you must leave now. I solemnly swear that I will not divulge, either by words or signs, any information which comes to my knowledge in the course of a court hearing, and that I will keep secret all said proceeding which may be held in my presence. So help me God. All rise. The city court is now in session. Honorable Judge Jones presiding.
You may be seated. Prosecution.
Prosecution.
Defense.
Ryan Higley, defense.
Michael Huff, defense.
Have you already pled guilty to these charges?
No. Yeah.
Prosecution, you may present your opening statement.
On day 9 on February 5th, or on the day, one second. Oh my gosh! On the 9th day of February 2016, Ms. Brooke Austin, Skylar Anderson, and Andrew Alex are charged with manslaughter by bullying the victim to death because she posted a picture on the internet. I think a fair sentence would be 45 hours of community service, counseling 3 times a week for 5 weeks, 400-word essay, victim's parents, and to the principal, 7 o'clock curfew, 6 months, and probation for 1 year.
May we have the defense's opening statement?
On the 9th day of February 2016, Mr. Andrew James Alice, Ms. Brooke Ray Austin, and Mr. Skylar Jonathan Lamberton is charged for second-degree manslaughter. They were bullying Miss Madeline Roberts and they've been accused of their crime has. They've been charged. My charge is 300-word essay to the principal, victim's mother, and parents. 30 hours of community service, 2 counseling classes a week for 4 weeks. Curfew 8 o'clock. The assembly giving a speech why bullying should be stopped. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Does the prosecution have any witnesses or evidence to present to the court?
I do. Cameron, you might want to focus because they have some pretty good evidence. They have a phone.
Defense, would you like to look at the evidence?
Sure.
Prosecution, you may proceed with your you may just proceed with your witness. Yeah.
So who are we going to call? Tell him.
Can I call the mother?
Nope. Yeah, no. Yes. Where are you?
Is your right hand on the Bible?
No.
No.
Left
Left
hand,
hand, right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. So, what do you think a mother's role is? Protect your child. Okay, so protecting a child usually involves like checking their phone, right? Yeah. And why did you do that? Okay. So, how do you feel about this whole incident? Okay. What would you do if you didn't know what was going on? Do you think they would have done anything? Okay, so what would you do if the school didn't do anything? Talk to the cops. Okay. Are you like sad that your kid died? That's good. No further questions.
Defense, you may cross-examine the witness.
I don't want to do the mother. Do you think you're the cause of your child's suicide? Why were you never in your child's life? Then, did your daughter ever talk to you about what's going on? So, did you ask her?
No.
Why weren't you in her life then?
I didn't know she was.
Well, you should have, you should have talks with her every couple days. You did not care for your child. Your child, you never cared for your child.
Objection. Exaggerating the witness.
Sustained.
That's all the questions I got.
Does the prosecution have any other witnesses?
No.
Does the defense have any witnesses or evidence to present? Do you have any witnesses or evidence?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth, all the truth, and nothing but the truth?
Did you know this was a crime?
No.
Was there things at home going on, after school? Were you was there fighting at your house and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you take it out on Miss Madeline's daughter?
Yes.
Are you sorry about it?
Yeah.
Do you have any after school activities you do, for community service and stuff?
Not really community service, but I do.
Okay. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen, jury.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine?
I'm good. Okay, so do you watch TV?
Sometimes.
So do you watch the news?
No.
You don't watch the news?
No.
Never.
I've watched it.
Has,
But not.
so you've never seen any cases of bullying? Ever? Never? Never ever?
I knew it happened.
Okay, so then why didn't you think it'd go this far?
I thought that, so I didn't know that there was
So skiing, you ski, right? So is there any bullying there?
No.
Do you think it's okay to bully?
Not to this degree.
Why didn't you think it'd go to this degree?
I thought that what we were doing wasn't too bad.
So you're saying that bullying someone isn't good, so isn't bad? It's just a regular thing.
Objection, you're badgering my client.
Sustained.
Okay, I can go to a different route then, okay. So, are you happy?
No.
Why?
It's close enough.
No further questions.
Defense, your closing arguments, please. Oh yeah, please be seated.
No, you gotta ask if he's got more witnesses.
Oh, do you have any more witnesses? Do you have any more witnesses?
No.
Okay, defense, your closing arguments, please.
On the day, do I say that?
Your Honor, ladies.
Oh, Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen, I think our fair sentence would be 300 word essay to the principal, victim's mother, and parents. 30 hours of community service, 2 counseling classes a week for 4 weeks straight. Our curfew at 8 o'clock, assembly giving a speech why bullying should be stopped. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Prosecution, your closing arguments, please.
Alrighty. Okay, so, Your Honor, members of the jury, Skylar Lamberton, Brooke Austin, and Andrew Olive are charged with manslaughter second degree for bullying someone to death. The evidence clearly shows that they killed someone by bullying them. So, she posted a picture online. Nothing bad. But I think the fair sentence still should be 45 hours of community service, counseling 3 times a week for 5 weeks. 400-word essay to the victim's parents, principal. 7 o'clock curfew for 6 months. And probation for 1 year. Thank you.
Would the defendants like to address the court?
I did not mean to do what I did.
Anybody else? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please remember to remain fair and impartial, to consider only the facts as they were presented to you during this hearing. The bailiff will take you to the deliberation room, but may not join you or assist you in coming to a decision. You as a jury must reach a unanimous verdict. You may begin deliberations.
So you're going to go over there because they're going to film your discussion so that we can. In a real court, they will go to deliberation room. So she goes to 10 hours and they come back. And you just got to make sure that you have a floor so it's not reached verdict. Should be 8 o'clock Well, this is a live and learn.
The recommendations are like counseling 3 days a week.
What you're going to see on the tape.
Does that sound good? And now you guys have to.
No, you have to watch the tape.
Wait, so do I
Person's brought charges to village smart 16 and ran away.
Do I ask defense to stay and that's it?
Pardon?
Do I say the defense stand?
Yes.
And that's it? That's the full version? Right.
And how will we get to these now after today? Ninth grade?
We have them on SD.
So
we can can we put them on like an iMovie?
For personal, please read the verdict.
you should have looked at it.
Hope the judge didn't get stabbed there.
You have to stand, guys. You're on trial.
Okay. On the 9th day of February 2016, we, the jury, after hearing the evidence presented in the court, in the case of people presented by Madison Goldsmith versus Mr. Andrew Schuyler and Miss Brooke Austin, represented by Ryan and Michael, Judge Grant, presiding, find that Miss Brooke, Mr. Andrew and Schuyler be sentenced to a letter of apology to the parents consisting of 100 words, essay regarding why cyberbullying is wrong consisting of 500 words, 100 hours of community service, curfew of 7 o'clock on weekends, or weekdays, and 8 o'clock on weekends. Recommendations are counseling for 3 days a week for a month, all to be completed by 2 months.
I want you to know that I think this is a fair sentence because you guys did bully her until she did kill herself, which that's like, you guys are only like 13, 14, and she doesn't even get to graduate. You guys do. It's a pretty unfair life. But it's very important you guys understand that if you fail to complete your sentence as ordered, your case will be referred back to the court system. Do you understand? Do you have any questions about your sentence? No? This concludes the hearing. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court thanks you for your service. You may be excused. Court is adjourned.